In the morning when I rise, give me Jesus.
Good morning. Well, you can see we're back in Gainesville. It's always good to go home after you've been on a trip. So we're happy to be here. Yesterday we learned that Paul said, if you're going to follow anybody, follow the Lord. And so if you're going to follow a man who is full of the Lord. If you see somebody and you see Jesus on the inside, you can follow them. But if you don't see Jesus, then stay away. Well, Paul said, for example, we didn't be a burden to you in any way. See, that's Jesus on the inside of us. In fact, we worked hard and then we would preach to you, but we were determined to earn our own way and eat our own bread. We're going to see that he encouraged everyone to be like that as we read 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verses 10 through 12 today. They say this, even when we were with you, we used to give you this order. If anyone is not willing to work, then he is not to eat either. Maybe you've heard that. Well, it's biblical. If you don't work, you don't eat. That is one of the main concerns I see in our society today. There are so many people that feel like the government needs to pay off my student loan. There are so many people that feel like, I want this unemployment to go longer. Even though if you drive down the road, you see all kinds of signs, sign after sign that says now hiring. So many people feel entitled and they just don't want to work. Well, have you ever heard of the 10 Commandments? Go with me to Exodus chapter 20 and look at verses 8 through 10. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Now often they stop there, but look at the next two verses. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work. But the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. In it you shall not do any work, you or your son or your daughter, your male or your female servant, or your cattle, or your sojourner who stays with you, anybody in your household, anyone that you have connection with on the seventh day, don't do any work. But that only comes after 6 days you work hard and do all your work, because work is of the Lord. Even in Genesis, when Adam and Eve were in the garden, Adam had a job. It was to tend the garden. And so, Paul says, 2 Thessalonians 3, verse 10, if you don't work, if you're not willing to work, then you don't eat. Verse 11, for we hear that some among you are leading an undisciplined life, doing no work at all, but acting like busybodies. Now, such persons we command and exhort in the Lord Jesus Christ to work in quiet fashion and to eat their own bread. You need to be working to earn your own way, earn your own bread, and you do it in a quiet fashion. What does he say in here? Don't covet. Go back to Exodus, because that's another one of the commandments. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife or his male servant, and on it goes to say, or anything that belongs to your neighbor. That was verse 17 of Exodus 20. Don't covet. Eat your own bread and eat it quietly, Paul says here to those in Thessalonica. And he's saying it to us. Oh, behold, a quiet life where you earn your way. God is your provision, and he will guide you into it so that you can earn everything that he has for you, that you can accomplish all the things that he has ordained that would be rich, abundant life for you. May God bless you today as you work an honest day's work and eat an honest night's meal. I look forward to being with you tomorrow. We'll finish up 2 Thessalonians. I'll see you there.
Give me Jesus.